author of 2 poetry books now available for purchase. Thank you very much.
I'd like to kind of preface this by saying that a couple months ago, my father recently passed away, but before the sympathy, you have to understand, when you hear this, you'll understand how I feel. So, for years, all I ever wanted was approval from my family. As long as I can remember, my family never made me feel as though I mattered. A couple relatives did, but the majority never tried. Not even my parents. This spilled into my everyday life, as all I did was get people to like me. I was such a people pleaser, rarely ever saying no and going along with whatever I needed to do to make them happy. As abusive as my father was, I took it all, thinking it was the only way he could show how he loved me. I watched the difference between how he treated me and how he treated my brother. It felt like constant competition. When I joined the Army, I felt this was my time. I was 17, still naive to the real world. In my eyes, it was a chance to become independent and free. I could travel and make a life I wanted. My family was somewhat proud. All they really did was talk to me about how they knew others who joined and never came back the same. Were they afraid I was going to change? I feel they were, but not in a positive way. I felt it was more I would change and not take their criticisms anymore. Then what would they do? Even as I came back from basic to finish senior year, it still felt as though being in the Army wasn't good enough. They still found ways to criticize me, and my father would complain about having to drive me to my weekend of training because it was an early wake-up call. When I was discharged, I was disappointed. I wanted a chance. I wanted to be a soldier, earn my scholarship, and go to college. My family was quick to remind me of how I was no longer in the Army, and I noticed my basic training photo disappeared from the mantle. The criticisms came back, and I was once again made to feel inferior. When I was homeless, no one from my family reached out to help. Only one cousin gave me money for a hotel, but none of them offered any help of any kind. The final straw came when I heard about my father's passing from my sister, who hadn't spoken to our father in over 35 years. My family reached out to someone who hadn't spoken to him, rather than to the one who lived with them all their life. That was the moment I knew I needed to separate myself from my family. It was a difficult decision, but I realized if I kept waiting, I would never get a response from any of them in any way. I had to move on. I have my true family. I have 2 wonderful children. I have partners who make me feel as though anything is possible. And dear friends who believe in me, including those here in attendance tonight. I know we can never control the family we are born into, but we can be blessed with the ones we create, and I am blessed to have a real family. Thank you.